Good morning and welcome to today's live show. We just got Nvidia earnings and we got some great numbers there, but the price action's going down. That's why we got to be a little bit cautious with earnings going forward. One thing that we were overall looking for this morning was how was that GDP going to come out? And it came out, and guess what? We have ourselves a 3%. Not only did we go above the previous, we went above what we were supposed to, which was about a double from the previous. So very interesting stuff there. We'll see if the market treats that as some kind of bottom, but as we actually see things like the SPY bouncing to higher levels, we're noticing that the dollar is still going up, and this is what we're going to look for over the next few days. As of right now, SPY the volatility is rejecting, so seeing some upside. We'll see what happens with this going forward. 4-hour has still been remaining curled up. Seeing the dollar go up while the market goes up. Might be some insiders actually selling because of the info we just got, and wouldn't that be kind of inflationary for us to have a very high GDP even while jobs are going down? Very interesting behavior there, so we'll keep an eye on it. If you needed the daily expected moves for today, remember we're paying attention for some 2-hour curl-ups. Well, those daily expected moves are pretty big, right? We got some pretty big ones. So 565.80 to the upside. We do have 550.80 to the downside for the SPY. And then for the Qs, we have a pretty damn big range, to be honest. This is almost like a weekly range at this point. 482.60 to the upside, and then we do have 460.10 to the downside. So a little bit of more price action might help us out here. We'll see if we can maybe go down to another test of that weekly expected move. We came pretty close to it here. Maybe we actually do rotate down and then see some kind of curl up as the dollar is heading higher while the markets head higher just a little bit today. As we look through, we noticed that AMC and GME had some pretty big collapses going on yesterday. And now we're seeing that snapback. So we'll still keep our eye on this. Just remember, we still need daily momentum with you. You're just drifting down again. Every single time you get close, you reject, you reject. So once something different happens, aka you actually are able to cross, that's when I would be paying very close attention. Another thing that was pretty interesting yesterday was SMCI really dropping down to lower levels, giving you some crazy downside, honestly. The cool part about this turn down from SMCI is it's creating a divergence on the MACD. The RSI looking a little bit flat. All right, if we pull that up just a little bit up here for that divergence. So you actually do have 4-hour divergence here telling you could see a big move to the upside soon if that's able to confirm. Right, as we go into a 2-hour, those things start to get a little bit lost, okay? We like it to be on the 2-hour. So if the 2-hour does curl up, we have to still be aware that that's a little far from the center line. So if that wants to curl back down for another touch, that could be an option there, but we'll see what happens with this going forward. So let's switch on over back to the SPY right before the open here. We got to see first off, are we curling up on some 2-hour charts? I think that's the big thing this morning. Yeah, due to Hindenburg, good morning. Do you ever take day trades on things like TQQQ? No, not on TQQQ. I have done it on like the SPY or the Qs. I've done it before, but usually like my day trade is I still don't take, and that's where it's like different. Do I take, like, do I wake up in the morning, see a signal, take that trade in the expiration of today? No. Do I wake up in the morning, like a signal, think that something's going to play out, so then I'm like, okay, if I want a quick trade here, I'm going to take an expiration for tomorrow in case that doesn't play out right away. That's more how I do it, but I usually end up selling it in the same day, so it's kind of day trading, kind of not. AMC dropping could be a buying opportunity. Yeah, I bought more AMC yesterday, actually. I feel like shit today. I think I have the flu. Ah, man, Josh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get to feeling better. And we can go over to Tesla and Nvidia and DJT here in a moment, all right? That's okay. That is day trading. I mean, I don't know. Some people, like my a buddy of mine day trades, and he's like, oh, if you're not taking the same day's expiration, then it's like, you know, he's like, then it's not a day trade. But I'm just like, well, technically, if you buy it in the same day and sell it in the same day, but sometimes I have to hold till the next day, so I just take an expiration a little bit out. I like being a position trader. I can hold a position for 3 days and then see a move, make some profit, be done with it, right, Brandon? Good morning, YS. Heard about GME's credit agreement termination. I don't know about you guys, but that just screams secret acquisition. Oh yeah, we got to look at some other stuff before we go look at Siri. We got to go down the list here. We got to look at things like Tesla. Someone asking about Tesla. Remember, 2-hour curl up can go a long way. 2-hour curl up's what we really like to see. Remember, we were talking about the bottom of the zone. Well, we kind of reacted all the way to the bottom of it. Now we'll see if that's able to project itself to the upside. 30-minute chart here, still need that to go positive. You still have the divergences down here, just so you're aware. You do still have this flatness of the MACD here and an upward move on the RSI. Could just mean, hey, the timing was off, right? This timing wasn't it. This timing wasn't it. Maybe this one is. As that starts to cross up, we can see if this 2-hour curls over. Great little move could happen there. As we go over into something like NVIDIA, well, this is dipping down a little deeper. There's not going to be a ton of structure in here anymore, but maybe we're going to play out something like this still, right? We still could be playing this out. And the thing is, there's a lot of implied volatility going on today, and I would highly expect more than a 3% move at the open, genuinely. So I think people are still overall going to be bullish on NVIDIA. We'll see. Right? If big things start to happen, if daily charts start to roll, that's when you really got to be worried. But this could just be to gain some buyers in this area before turning up. 2 hours is still within range of crossing. Now we'll look at this throughout the day. Probably by the end of the day, you'll kind of see, is this thing turning back around, or is it kind of falling flat? Yeah, so I'm not playing NVIDIA earnings, no. What I like to do is I stay away from NVIDIA. I'll look for good signals on another chart. If you guys have heard me say, like, oh yeah, this looks like, okay, we could flag break to the upside if this thing curls up, but am I going to play that with earnings when this could have just ripped down by 10? I think it was down by 13% in the overnight market. So what I like to do is I go, okay, maybe I just trade a stock that's kind of has a little bit relation to it, but won't see as much volatility. But if great news is put out there, then it could see a good move. So I've been looking at Microsoft, right? Microsoft looks like still has a solid look. It has a flat little divergence on the RSI, but we got an upward move on the MACD. I'm still liking this look. I had to manage the trade, and here comes down one more time. My timing might just be a little bit off. That confirmed up. So if this 2 hour can cross, actually Microsoft can go see a pretty good move. It can go test this high, maybe go make a new one. It is a little bit it's going into negative territory just a little bit. So that tells me, hey, be open to a lower high. But as it's still pretty close in range, I could say, hey, this could react up like this. Then we see this, we get rejection from that area, and with a 2 hour divergence, that's kind of what I'm looking for from Microsoft. So does that make more sense, Wordy? How I'm like, okay, I know NVIDIA earnings is there. I don't want to take the 50-50 flip. What stock is setting up some good things for me? SMCI yesterday was about to crash. If you don't consider over a 20% down day some sort of crashing, that is a crash. Just so we're very aware, this is a crash down. Like, look at this. That's 40% in just a matter of days. What the fuck is this? I don't like that. I don't like that on my screen. But yeah, if we take like maybe the high of this level here, the highest we got, well, in the last 2 weeks, you've lost for 37%. Right, Wordy? Ice cold, but my goodness, if you were just a few days ago, you're 37%. If you really zoom back on this and just look at the last like 3 to 4 weeks, you're over right here into negative territory. You shouldn't be in any of this business right now. So that's good. All right, let's go look. Someone asking about DJT. I'll look through, keep looking through so we can see morning numbers. Yeah, so GDP came in at 3%. Still for DJT, we're looking for reversal signals down. Ooh, oh my God, we touched in our little zone. That's my zone. I've had this zone marked off for a long time. Even when we were creating this, I really like this area. And look at that, we touch in the top of it. And then let's see if we can bounce back. That has crossed over on the MACD. We'll see if that can pop back up. Uninverted 10-year, 2-year. Almost. You're very close. You got 0.02 away, and this is where you want to see that dollar. See how that dollar's creeping up? Be a little bit cautious, man. A little bit cautious throughout the next few days. I think we could buy some time. I think we could maybe buy some time, but we'll see. Things are not shaping up too well here. Oh, live's lagging a little bit. I can check on it real quick, just to make sure. Well, let's hope it's doing good. We'll see. If it keeps messing up, we'll try to redo things, but... Alrighty. Opening up this morning, the big signal to pay attention to, though, if we're going to experience weakness, does that daily cross. I'm still leaning towards a boop, but we'll see if that's able to happen. That means we're going to need a 2-hour to cross up here for the SPY. Someone did ask about BABA. Was someone asking about BABA? Decent bounce back for AMC, up 2.53% so far. Very, very cool. That's all you can say about that guy. Oh, let me get out of that. I need to get into this. I gotta do something real quick. We'll leave that on there throughout today. So as this SPY curls up, we see some good things happening, right? We see some upside happening, and we can see if this is able to project itself even higher. Oh, wow. I looked back. SMCI, when I was looking at it this morning, it was actually, opening up down. We're actually heading back up. Interesting. 4-hour signal is what we're really paying attention to here. NVIDIA dropping off, trying to gain that ground back. Remember the look we were looking for here. Left. Maybe we come up to this area again. We get that little whoop, 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 whoop. Something like that would be a good sign. See if that's able to hold true. But pretty much a 2-hour crosses up. Swing trade. Jim Cramer said, squeeze, watch for bull trap. I'm going to tell you right now, there's already bull trap behavior happening. Look at the dollar. The dollar is going higher while the market's higher. We just got to see if that PCC is going to give us another tick for that. But you're already seeing some trap behavior this morning, just so you're aware. That can last for a long time, right? The dollar can bottom. It can go up for a few days before you actually see downside. Maybe it leaks over into September 6th. But yeah, you're already seeing trap behavior this morning. So you're right to call it out. Think it's going to go up then drop. I think what we've been talking about might be the actual look that's going to happen, which is that 2-hour crosses up, it creates a huge divergence, and then we have some problems. Tom, as far as Tesla goes, still looking for that 2-hour cross up. Look at that, starting to cross up, right? So what we're paying attention to here for Tesla is a good move. It's still within range of that center line. I'm pretty confident to say it could test this level if you see that curl above the MACD. Now we have to pay attention to the rigged behavior going on, okay? We do have the dollar that is still climbing while the market is overall climbing, okay? So that's going to be a big deal. We got to pay attention to it. And that's all we got to say about that, really. Until we see that PCC in about 10 minutes, we can give another tick for that. But as of right now, 2-hour curls up for Tesla, good things. XLU daily cross, thank you for bringing that to my attention. We'll see up here that XLU giving a bunch of reversal signals on the 2-hour. You see that daily crossing down. So this means, okay, when we see this and we have this and the SPY has a similar look, right? We have a little flat divergence across almost for a double top. When this crosses, that tells you watch out for the next few days, because if the SPY follows it, this can really start to speed up that selling. Okay, so we have to watch the SPY here. I still think you have some time, right? That can cross for a couple of days before you actually see that proven. Maybe we do react up, see it as a big trap, and then fall back down. So we'll pay attention to it. Tammy, welcome. And George, thank you for bringing up the utilities for us, because that is one of our topping signals. Hey, it didn't play out one time, right? We saw it one time, and what happened? It pulled us back. And then this is where we said short squeeze, right? You get above this level, you're going to short squeeze. That's what happened. And XLU then kept going higher, dropped off, kept going higher, and then now we're seeing it catch up to XLU right now. So XLU tipping down, not the best sign. Dow Jones is screaming lower. Well, it's up as of right now 32% or 0.32%, 0.32%. That would be a little crazy if it was up 32 freaking percent. 30-minute here for this, trying to curl up into positive territory. Doesn't seem to be succeeding just yet. You still have some time to see what's going to happen here, but the main thing for a lot of these are going to be what? Daily crossovers. You see a similar signal here where it's very down, and so if this is given up, then that's not going to be a good sign. And the thing is, like, structure is so important for these type of moves that you notice if we skip that structure, what are we now? I feel like we're in danger. We're in danger. And the VIX is down, so that's where you're seeing more calls and more calls and more calls leak into the market. But just notice the dollar is screaming right now, screaming, okay? So as the SPY is going higher, the dollar is going dramatically higher, right? The dollar is going higher faster than the SPY is going higher. That's kind of a worrisome sign. Doesn't mean anything until we see that turnaround, though. We have to see the turnaround from the market. We got to look at the PCC. We got to see what's going on. As right now, very, very close to an inversion, kind of crazy. Oh, and by the way, thank you guys so much for liking the video. I know you did it already. I don't even have to tell you. I know you did it. Thank you. Gosh, you guys are great. Anyway, so what we're paying attention to here is if the SPY is going to go make that signal and then see if that's brief. What if that just happens all in a couple of days and then it's just gone, right? That would be some sketchy behavior, right? What if we pop up, drop down next week, hit a weekly expected move, bounce, then we get that September 6th data or something like that? I don't know. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Uh-oh. That'd be an interesting look. I'm still leaning towards that upward push into September 6th. And if you have questions of why we're paying attention to September 6th, feel free to ask. Thank you so much. A couple people last night going to grab that course. Hopefully you enjoy it. Make sure to comment about it. Anything that you find confusing, this is what the live videos are for as well, so you can ask about those type of things, right? If there's something in the course that's a little confusing to you or you need a little bit answering there for as far as a question goes, hey, we're here for you. All right, plenty of people in the chat have taken it, and myself, I'm ready to give you some help anytime. Now, what was the signal I sold you on DJT? The 2-hour signal down here touches our zone here. Is that still holding? Yes, it is. You have 2-hour divergence on DJT. You have 2-hour divergence on DJT. If that can see positivity, that's key. It has to confirm that. But for the most part, we would say, uh-oh, the daily scale. 35 Rum Runner, thank you so much for subscribing today. The daily scale, still important to remain this thing going up. But that 2-hour signal, that little 2-hour signal can be enough to tell you, hey, there is a chance, there's a good probability that now could be the time where this reverses back around, you start some kind of positive trend. So I'd be paying close attention to DJT right now. I like that signal. I don't mind it. It's really close to the center line. To me, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's worth a little bit of risk in my book. Watch out. All right. Let's see. Now, god dang, this stuff is so wiggity. Alrighty. Cass 24, I'll be finishing up the course today. Great for learning and or review. That's fantastic, Cass. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, you can review that thing all you want. Once you buy it, it is yours, right? Kind of the good part. It's like I can go back if I'm feeling confused today about divergence and that kind of stuff. I can do that. When are we gonna introduce baby girl? We might have her come out and buy a stock. Maybe we'll have her come pick a stock or something like that. We'll see. You know, I don't. Guess I just canceled these orders. They're just it's been funky all week. I feel like everything is like try to sell for a limit price, it hits that limit price and it just like doesn't do anything, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's been happening to me like for the last 2 days. I'm like, I want to reposition my volatility play, but I can't really even sell the damn contract because the price changes every 2 fucking seconds on me, and I'm trying to put a limit in there. Oh, CRWT, CrowdStrike. Ah, yeah, pretty solid. 2-hour cross-ups can go a long way. We'll see what happens with that guy. Apple seeing a nice little cross-up there. Tesla trying to cross up as of right now. Nvidia dropping down still. We'll see what happens with that guy going forward. Oh, look at that. SMCI snapping back a pretty good amount there. We'll see if that's able to have some prolonged upside. As of right now, we're going to look for that PCC to come out in just a few minutes here, but just notice the dollar. The dollar is really screaming here. Well, this could be a bounce for people to get out of positions, genuinely. This could be a bounce to get people out of, like, right, to get... rich people don't like to lose money. They're like, hey, Mr. Citadel, can you bump the market higher for like 20 minutes here so I can get out of a position to the upside? Yeah, I got you. Like, I think that shit happens. But just pay attention, because this can last for a long time. The dollar can continue to do this, and the market can continue to do that. You want to more pay attention now when things roll over. So now that this is unconfirming, we can start to say, okay, something fishy might be happening here, right? We can see volatility rotate back up or something. Then we can say, okay, this is going to lead to some downside. At least that's how I'm treating it right now. So annoying. Alrighty. Who's surprised by the Nvidia dump? What's up, Luis? What was going on with Nvidia and its earnings? Was it surprising in any way? I think what's surprising is how unsurprising it is that we just see 2 green numbers and the stock goes down. There's obviously something going on. All the insiders are selling it, all that good stuff. So surprising? No, in my opinion, actually. I think I'm pretty chill with it. Thinking of what is going to go on here, though. I think we want to look at maybe a shorter time frame here. 30-minute just crossed up, so is this going to be a double bottom? Oh god. The funny part is, what did you do in the market last night? You went down to this level, and then you so if we would have done that today, dropped down to this level, been built back, that would have been interesting. Too many calls on Nvidia, you're saying? But for now, what the heck? Oh, there you go, Microsoft. Thank you. Appreciate you. Love you, buddy. It's been great. Thanks for the bounce. See, like this. This went down to the weekly move. You see that? It went down to the weekly move. See the SPY? It just kind of like didn't show up. It did it last night. Sketchy stuff. Dollar really ripping here. Now it's starting to fade off a little bit. We'll see. 2 hours starting to get a little overbought. This is where you maybe pile up. Yeah, so big move to the call side. Maybe they do still want NVIDIA to go up, but they want people to get shaken out first and then see that go up, right? Great move from Microsoft. The hedgers getting out before AMC and GME rip. I mean, well, one thing that does have that problem as well is a little bit of DJT, and I think that that doesn't look like the worst setup in the world, does it? Not the worst setup in the world. I like those would be too expensive for my taste, personally. Too expensive for my taste, personally. But I like the setup. Dow really rolling over here as well. I need to start doing this. Come on, come on. Everyone is buying volatility, I swear to God. Oh my gosh. Thanks. How wild. Let me realize though, something's off here. No? Alright. Poopy! Oh. I know what we got. Sorry, I'm distracted right now. Alrighty, we're back. USO is an easy one. USO is an easy one for oil. Oil's really dropping off though. Oh, oil's pumping. Holy frick. Ever since my birthday. Man, oil is just jacked up on Mountain Dew right now. I gotta pull up some charts on my other screen real quickly. I know. We got other charts to look at, Luke. Gosh. Oh, I think you're gonna probably see it now. Oh, look, a lot of people on the call side. This is all saying like we're about to see some kind of rigged move, but it can build up for a while. But I think if we really want to head to the upside here, it's going to be a massive trap. That's what I'm seeing right now. Sitting in this room playing Russian roulette. All right, I'm looking at you. There we go. Yeah, we're seeing some good upside for the Qs here. What is really pushing this higher? We're seeing Microsoft with the solid move. Remember, Microsoft was the one where you were like, this thing looks pretty good. And then Tesla with the good move, right? We'll see if that can continue to go to the upside. GME with a good move. with a gap up. Cool. Cool. Meta maybe going to curl up as well into positive territory. Remember, we're just looking for these 2-hour cross-ups. This is the first moment where you're like, okay, I got 2 of the indicators here, right? 2 with the price action getting above the moving averages and the RSI. You're saying, hey, upside's the most likely option here. Just be aware that everyone and their mom is buying calls right now, and that dollar is still holding at higher levels. So just be a little bit weary. We do still have volatility that is remaining above that 200 on the daily scale. It is still holding up there, and we're just piling up. Look how big the Bollinger Bands are. You can end right back up towards 31.39 if we just see a big reaction at some point. And we're seeing XLU really drop off here, so a lot of this is still saying to me, hey, we might be in for some kind of trap. I'm gonna hope for a big upward push. Where's that? I still think a move up to here would make total sense. That would be a huge trap. But it's like, do these things have enough steam to really make an even bigger trap? That's kind of what I'm wondering at this point. Oh, you're so close to an inversion as well. All right, I'm back here. Made 2,700 on Microsoft and 2092 on Upstart. Let's go. Let's go. Nice job, Claudio. DJT still paying attention to the daily scale, still paying attention to that 2-hour divergence. I really like this 2-hour divergence here. If that can pop up, you could see a big move. It's just very interesting that you see Chewy pop, you have cost kind of turning around, you've got DJT making some bottoming signal, you got AMC and GME who are like always pretty close to curling up on dailies and things like that. Everything's kind of like, wow, some things are really starting to pile up for what's to come. Is it going to be for upside? Who knows, right? We have to still pay attention to what's going on, but that looks like a decent signal. Yeah, Netflix was the one that really looked like, hey, I'm about to experience some weakness, right? You see that little signal up here, rejection on the 2-hour. That's awesome. Now you just go, okay, this bar right here says most likely we're heading down. Boom, we're heading down. So you're looking for that 30-minute to not be able to really curl back up and see that big positive move. You're aware that you do have some structure that can lead you to go higher, right? But if this 30-minute curls up, it might just mean, hey, maybe it's not the full moment, and then it curls down again, and your timing's a little better over here. That's what I would say as far as this goes. Unless we've seen some daily curl downs, which we haven't seen that yet. Once that daily curls down, pretty confident to hold that sucker to the downside, in my opinion. I like it, though. Some good plays, Claudio. Nice job. Dollar's still holding up there. PCC was low, now starting to creep up a little bit. Interesting, interesting. I think the key here is to just chill for a sec. Still chilling. PCC just ripped. Yeah, it's going up to the upside now, so we're seeing a big shift here. Still need to note that that dollar is high while the market is high. I think that's the most important takeaway. People were a little bit trapped this morning with a little bit of that. We'll see what happens. For the most part, though, if they plunge to the upside, well, market maker could send the market higher. Curling down on a 2 hour, so that's saying some squeeze can happen. If this curls down on the 2 hour, it is saying most likely we are heading to the upside. You think whales are selling into this rally? I think so, yes. I think we're going to start to see smart money get out and out and out. Especially if you see it elongated, we're just going to see that dollar keep going while the SPY keeps going. And then we'll see something bad happen. I'm still leaning towards that at this point. Go Tesla. Tesla is going. And remember, Tesla up to something like 234 still makes sense, and that would be a pretty solid trap, wouldn't it? So we're just looking like, hey, are these things just going to make all these traps to the upside? That's what I'm really trying to pay attention to at this moment. Perfect. This is what I wanted to see. Netflix says daily crosses down bad things. Watch for Claudio. You got to watch if that 30-minute crosses up. You could see a time where you're like, okay, my timing was just a little off. Maybe that 30-minute curls up, curls right back down, reapply. But for the most part, you would say 2 hour rejection divergence looks pretty solid. If you have the longer outdated option, you can always scale or something like that. Yeah, I saw that. I tried to go over it pretty briefly. Yeah, Dixie, hitting resistance. This is where we can maybe start to build a little structure up here. As long as we hold up higher, we know, hey, this can continue to go higher while the market actually goes higher. And the Qs are the ones seeing the blast off as of right now, it seems. 1%. Has the 2 hour curled up yet, though? No, it hasn't. Still trying to figure out why this freaking is just being douche. Very annoying. Anyway, you look at Tesla. Yeah, we've looked at it 100 times, and you guys, it's 2 hour crosses up. All right, that 2 hour crosses up, which you're already seeing two of the signals here. So you have the RSI saying swing trade. You have the price action saying swing trade if that posts in an hour and a half. You still have an hour and a half before that post, but if this just goes bloop like that, you're probably heading up to this area. Yeah. I got you. If, oh my, damn it. I was so close. I'm using the regular candles here. Yeah, regular old candles. Solid green and reds. Hollow, what's going on with that guy over there? Seeing this, okay, dipping down, not looking pretty, probably curling down on a daily. So if that curls down on the daily, bad things. What you'd kind of hope for here is this is making a massive divergence, or at least some kind of higher low. See if that 2 hour can swing back up, because you're still right next to positive territory, but 2 hour confirms up, good things can happen. Video still down. Amazon trying to curl up on that MACD as well. AMD trying to do it. A lot of things just trying to curl up on 2 hours. IFOMA. Oh, I got it. Okay, IFOMA. I don't know why I said it in like my StarCraft Protoss voice. Bishoda. Come on, someone in there has to be a StarCraft nerd. Come on, guys. The VIX is now down 10%. We'll see what happens. Alrighty. Dollar still scaling up a little bit, holding higher. Live for the swarm. As a kid was StarCraft. Yeah, I play StarCraft. Me and my wife played once, I'm not gonna lie. We played, and we were so bad, we just like kept building units on unlimited mode, and it took us like 3 hours to win the game against like 2 PCs. Turn from their holidays and volume shoots up. That's true, JC. That's true. Maybe they're on holiday because the volume has been a little bit crappy, hasn't it? Terran, you're a Terran guy. I'm a Terran guy too, for the most part. I'm so bad though. I'm just telling you right now. Half out of Dell. Ooh, Dell, seeing that. Good flagging here. We'll see if you can curl up on a 2-hour. You're getting some of the other signals here. Like Dell could see another move to the upside with that type of signal if you keep that positivity up. What is Bitcoin up to today? Let's go check on Bitcoins. We're looking at Bitcoin. We're looking for a 4-hour curl up now. And you're starting to get it, so we can get a little 4-hour curl up here. We'll see what happens with that. That'd be nice. You're getting a lot of this saying, hey, I want to head higher for Bitcoin. So even now you notice, even with that dollar scaling up, the PCC was low for a bit, we still continue to go higher. We might be building a higher time frame trap at this point. All right, we might be building some kind of daily trap, right? A daily trap is because on the SPY, a daily trap looks like this, right? We need to get above this high. We need to get above that level, take some stops out to the downside, and then all of a sudden, September 6th comes up, and we fall. This would be the big trap in my opinion. That's when I'm going to be worried and paying attention. Doesn't mean it has to happen, right? Just means that's something I'm paying close attention to. They take out the high, they build a daily trap, we see the dollar higher while the market's higher. Bad things can happen. So that's what I'm paying attention to right now. I have it written in my notes. Do I keep notes on my desk? Yes, I do. I have a little book. I encourage you to do a similar thing. No triple divergence on the daily. That is one I will go look at right now. Okay, you're telling me there's triple divergence on a daily scale. Whoa, that's some good triple divergence there. I really like that look. If you want to say, it could even be almost quadruple. My goodness. That is a massive, massive divergence there. My question is this thing actually going to be able to build back? That's my question. But it's a solid look. I guess if that daily can curl up, hey, it's a go. That's what it would say. See if there's a 2-hour divergence to help you out. Got a little flatness down here. A little flatness down here with these two. Interesting. I think the triple divergence on the daily looks pretty nice. Still going over to look at Apple. Curling up on the 2-hour, it means a big move can happen, right? It means we can continue to see upside, but it still has divergence above it. So if that fades at any time, not a good sign. You see that daily scale still creeping up. If that turns over, not a good sign. But right now, you just have a simple 2-hour crossing up into positive territory, and I think that's fine, right? You have a 2-hour trying to cross up there. Let's look on the shortest time frame here. What do you just notice at the tops? If that does fade, you'd have even a divergence on the 30-minute for the MACD and the RSI. So I'd really be paying close attention if Apple just gives this up right now. Because that dollar is just going higher. Still holding up here. Damn, man. Dow's trying to make another push for it. We'll see what happens. We have not fully confirmed up on 2 hours. That's a keynote. We have not fully turned up. Tesla dropped. Tesla dropped by about 1% going back into the zone. That's right. You can't curl up this MACD then, right? That's why it's like, okay, you have an hour and a half for that bar to complete. It's important to kind of be patient with it. Make sure you're at least probably like 75% through the bar. So you only have 30 minutes before that you can get screwed. Yeah, they're standard, Christopher. That VIX on the daily really dropping down as of right now, but very close still to crossing up, right? We would still say, hey, this is still above that 200. We haven't seen that reaction below. If you get that reaction below, hey, we got positivity coming, right? Is that going to be a long period of positivity? We'll see. But most likely that could lead into problems around September 6th if that does happen, or we could just see that reaction right now with how that dollar is behaving. So, but you notice this, we are holding that signal. A lot of the time when you're about to confirm that signal, what happens? You just break down. This is a little bit different this time. You're trying to hold above it on that signal. Where's another time we crossed so we can look at that? See this? We crossed up, immediately just go back down. We don't really hold that signal. Here, we crossed up over here. When you curled back through, came down, you really tried to build up, but over time, you see that really get rid of that signal. That's the thing. We need to get rid of this signal if we're going to be overly bullish. Right now, it looks like, hey, yeah, we could see a squeeze, but that's probably going to lead into a crash. Just what it seems like. Why is divergence bad on a stock to the upside even when it's crossed? It doesn't mean it's bad. It means you have to be aware if that rolls down. So the reason that it could be a bad thing is, I'm not saying this is overall a bad thing, right? It's just there's not a ton of room on this RSI. It's curling up on the MACD. This is all positive things. But if it would just do that, now you have all that momentum that was going to be distributed to the upside curling down. Very close to going into a negative trend, aka cutting out this low and starting to go down like this. So these moments like this, where you have that moment by the center line, you still have to watch it for a bit. Because it's like, if, yeah, I can curl up, but you want to see that continued positivity and feel good about it. If it started to cross back down, that's when you would want to react, because all the momentum built up here, oh, that should really explode. But if all the momentum goes, oh, like this, hit my head, boom, that can go the other direction on you. So it's just, this is all a good sign. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying if it would do that, that's what you have to be aware of. That would be a bad thing. That would convince me to get out of the trade. Yeah, Nazim's pretty much summed it up to a T. Is DJT breaking down? I actually think it's giving some basing out signals. I think it's giving basing out signals. Now, we have to see if those are proven, right? So you would be saying this right now. Technically, Julius, we would be saying this is breaking down, right? We would say this is breaking down. Well, no, it's in more with that kind of trade with Apple, it's like it's kind of like, if I want to take it, I will take the risk. That's the signal. Right? I will take the risk. I'm seeing green on the MACD. I can take the risk. I just know that there's a risk, right? There's a risk that that turns down over the next 2 hours or so. So I need to watch it for the day and make sure I'm still seeing positivity in that move, right? It's not, because I bought it, the risk is gone. And no, it's like, okay, if I see this as an opportunity and it looks a little risky, I can still take the opportunity, but know that it's a little risky and watch if things are starting to roll back down. Yeah. But as far as DJT goes, yeah, you would definitely say this is breaking down, but it has a chance, right? If this would show just a little bit of green, if you saw a strong little follow through bar like that right there, ooh, that would be a good sign that you have some good probabilities to see a turnaround as you have daily divergence down here as well. So you have daily divergence, you have 2 hour divergence at the same time. 30-minute you don't have, unfortunately. Maybe you need one of those first. What's the dollar at? The dollar is still heading to holding at higher levels. Dollar holding at higher levels. We got the PCC sitting right in the middle again. We've got the SPY heading to upward levels. We've got the Qs trying, but seeming to run into a little bit of a roadblock. We just got to see if these 2 hours can cross up by the end of the day. That's the main thing. Oh, no. I don't think I have looked at Siri yet this morning, so thank you for bringing it up again. I know a couple people were asking, what were we looking for? That 2 hour curl up. Okay, 2 hour curls up. What happens? A little bit of positivity coming forward. So let me zoom out on this, kind of look at it backwards here. It's a little flaggy, but the 2 hour, confirming that up says, hey, a move can come. This is by no means, negative yet, right? This is not a bad thing just yet. It's when that's curled down and showing red that you're going, okay, now that's a bad thing, Right now it's saying, hey, I kind of want to go positive. So this could easily be that higher low scenario. Maybe it plays out to the upside. Watch out for that 200. We kind of ran into some roadblocks there. Yeah, 30-minute, you're just seeing this roundness. You're just seeing this nice roundness. If you can really launch higher, I think 2 hour confirming up's a good sign. If that rolls down, watch out. Because that just means the momentum's starting to shift down there. Dow Jones still trying to pop up here. You check, what is that, Chipotle? Oh, good old Chipotle. All right, Chipotle. 2 hour signal I don't really like here. The daily rejection signal's okay for the higher low almost, but really these dips down, you would probably be able to find a signal in there for the play. Curling up, going positive, running into an area where we could see some kind of resistance. So let's look into a 30-minute here. Let's look at this guy. If that curls up, you can see a little bit more positivity, but it's kind of like whenever that curls up, I just got to be aware of if it does make a divergence, that if that rolls over, that can mean a 2 hour pullback is coming. Okay, so if I see a little thing like this little pop-up and I see that, I'm gonna go, okay, let me just manage that for a second. Let me not take too much more upside until I see if there's some kind of 2 hour pullback coming. And I know the 2 hour looks like it's way up there, so a 2 hour pullback would make sense. Maybe we are able to build up in this area. You're able to kind of build up and head higher. That's what I'd be looking for, just seeing a curl up of the 2 hour, being nice and patient with it. Alrighty, IWM, are you? No. Tesla fading just a little bit. AMC and GME actually building back a little here. What the heck? What the heck is GME doing? Why is it doing all this stuff now? Curls up on a 2 hour, that's a good sign. You actually have divergence here as well. Yeah. Kind of makes me want to go look at GME. Get some prices. Cool. What the heck is this one? I don't think I've looked at this one before. Legend Biotech Corp. Sick name, first of all. Oh, this is kind of interesting. I think this is good to see because this is price action getting tight, right? And you're maybe telling yourself, hey, there could be a triangle like this or something, maybe. Like you're looking like this. Maybe you take these lows, you kind of attach those. You're going, oh, this could be a continuation triangle. But if you're going to look at something like this, as far as drawing up a pattern as well, you just want to make sure to take into consideration that maybe this is going to play out either to the upside or the downside, okay? You always got to pay attention to that. So the thing with the 2 hour here is if that 2 hour does confirm up like this, I think this would be the moment where something good can happen. You have price action getting tighter and tighter and tighter, right? And then you could see an explosive move. So watch if that 2 hour does curl up. That'd be a good thing. But you'd have to say the direction for this flagging is overall down, right? When we actually draw out the direction for where this flag is supposed to go with a continuation, the continuation would actually be to the downside. It would actually be down. And so we kind of want to blow this up. I kind of want to look at the daily, see if that rips up on the 2 hour, that daily can start to gain some steam. That's why I'm like, pay attention to upside. But overall, let's go into a short time frame here. As you get closer and closer to the edge of this, you really got to see, is that 2 hour confirming up, or is this 30 minutes starting to head down? Is it starting to break through this? That's what I'd really look for. I'm kind of leaning towards that 2 hour to turn up though. I kind of like that look, but it hasn't happened yet, right? We haven't happened yet. So that 2 hour can curl up, get above this level of probably 58.44. Hey, you might have a big move to go test this high up here towards 61, maybe go make a new one. And if that daily crosses up shortly after that, ooh. Yeah, the ones that I'm using, pretty much, if you just go to indicators and just type, you know, MACD, I always take this one right here. So this is the one that I use, moving average convergence divergence. And then RSI, I use the very, very basic ones, right? RSI relative strength index, just right there. I just keep it super simple. I kind of like the look at that too. GameStop, I can't believe you are just crossing up. Everyone said you were dead last night. Ooh, LMT with some triple divergence. We got triple divergences a lot. We got tons of stuff going on here. So we're having a triple divergence on the daily 4-hour and 2-hour. Ooh, that 2-hour signal there. If that rotates down, ooh, I kind of like that. What's the daily? Yeah, you see the downward on the RSI on the daily. I wouldn't say that's, you know, at the same time, no. Weirdly enough, what's the monthly look like here? Ooh, see, that's not good either. If you start to turn around here on a monthly scale, that's going to be a bad sign. I like the 2-hour signal. I think this one's really easy. That 2-hour crosses down. Hey, you know, the daily can cross down with it. I really like that one. Oh, that's true. I don't use extended hours. That's a good point. Cool. Dig it. Oil still ripping, running into a little bit of a wall there. Interesting. Dollar even higher now. Just to be fully aware. SPY is not confirming the move higher, and the dollar is moving up dramatically right now. 0.44 now. Be careful. Yeah, be a little careful here, guys. This is some dramatic. Guess who just made 2K on GME? This guy. Well done, Trevor. That's what I'm talking about, homie. Frick you, dude. Frick you, dude. Alrighty. Video took a little dive, didn't it? 4% now. This is what I'm talking about here, okay? You still have to note that the dollar is higher while the market's higher. We can literally see a rug pull at any moment during this. This is why I don't try to play upside with these type of moves, which could see a little bit of squeezing going on, but it's not going to be too up. So that's why I'm really looking at this going, okay, the dollar is still higher while the market's higher. So should I take a bunch of calls and everything? No, because that could tell me there's a rigged move at any moment. Oh, shoot. I gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back. 2 minutes. And we're back. Don't buy puts, you will get destroyed, says Christopher. Christopher's saying you'll get destroyed. Well, yeah, we're seeing that PCC level start to really scale up. So, like I said, the dollar thing can take over for quite some time, but that is you see how dramatic that is. Said the bottoming in the dollar, there you go. But we're seeing some people call some of this downturn. Volatility still dropping off on a 2 hour. So this is still saying positivity, I think, is the most likely option for now. Seeing that sell off a little bit, people are always going to try to call some kind of crash. You need a moment that convinces people that, no, we are definitely not crashing anymore. And then that's when you usually see it. But if things start to roll over on daily scales, we know something more dramatic's happening, right? So if this happens, if that happens, we know something more dramatic is most likely going to take place. The other day is 2-3 points from an uninverting. Yeah, that's what we were looking at a little bit ago, just showing that 10-year growing 0.867 and then 2-year at 3.89. So you're within about 0.03. Oh my goodness, that was a big wait. No, that's, yeah, pretty much within 0.03. What up, Sid? God dang it. I keep getting this like slight headache. It's killing me right now. Come on. Ugh. My temple, it like hurts. I'm rubbing it. I'm like, why does my head just hurt? Where's Short Fridays? I had a surprise for him. Yeah, Microsoft was great. That was the one I really liked, the signals. That was fantastic. It's great. Growing up on a 2 hour now. I think you could go up and make a new high here. 30 minutes said, hey, I'm going to roll up that 2 hour. Hey, guess what? I rolled up that 2 hour. So great, fantastic move. Love to see it. Love to see it. Now you want to make sure, 30 minutes aren't pulling back, 15-minute pullbacks aren't happening, right? Because you're pretty overbought on those shorter time frames. But for now, you would say, over the next few days, it would make sense for this to get somewhere like 430, right? Test the high, maybe go make a new one. If that can go positive, right? If that just rolls over on a 30 minutes, gone, right? He'll be here tomorrow to short this bounce on Friday. Yeah, Nvidia's dropping. It's been sitting at this level the whole time. So, I mean, yeah, I tried to build back up, but it just never did. The thing is, we're still in this zone. The 2 hours still within positive territory, so don't think that some funkiness can't happen and this thing just curls up into positive territory. Don't think that it can't happen. Uh-oh. What are you saying? Yeah, no, I got a little pile here. I gotta start cleaning up my area. Oh my gosh, hold on, I gotta sneeze. Well, it's not so much like if someone asks me, should I hold till tomorrow? It's not that. It's, do you see a reversal signal? Do you see a bad signal that convinces you to get out before tomorrow? That's more what I'm looking at, right? If Microsoft is going to continue up, then what's going to happen? Well, this 30-minute isn't going to be able to cross back down. So if this 30-minute never crosses back down, it's just starting to go positive. If that 30-minute never crosses back down, yeah, I'm chilling. But now as far as tomorrow goes, what if it just goes like this tomorrow and then curls up next week, But I'd still be paying attention if that actually rolled over. If you're real nervous about it, look at the 15-minute. If that crosses down and then crosses back up, you can get right back in if you want, but it just depends. Will Nvidia curl back? I'd say if people keep buying puts, it could curl back. We're seeing volatility drop down on a 2 hour, so that's usually a good sign. The only thing that's worrying me is that increase in the dollar. But, sorry, sniffling. We'll just have to see. I mean, it's overall, we'll just have to see. Right now, you're seeing money pump into Bitcoin, money pump into stocks, but the dollar is going higher, which tells me that more likely we are seeing insiders actually sell. So we can look at Nvidia from the shorter standpoint, like shorter time frames. What are you going to notice down here? There's nothing to go off of. The only thing you're hoping for is that 30-minute can curl back up, right? Curl back up and go positive so you can see that structure to head higher, right? But other than that, there's no real reversal in here. That's why just being patient, chilling, watching a 2 hour for a while, because that's right by the center line, and that just goes like this. And then you go, okay, cool, Nvidia's gonna go higher at least to this level, right? But until you see all that, you would say the direction is down. You're gonna buy and hold Nvidia for 4 years. I'll tell you one thing. If this signal confirms, then you might want to watch out on holding that any stock for 4 years. All right, monthly scale. If that monthly rolls over, I encourage you to watch out if you're trying to hold something for multiple years with these type of signals. Just want to be honest with you. Ready? Just want to be honest with you. Doesn't mean you can't see a snapback, though, from Nvidia in the short term. What is it? Tesla? Tesla as well. We're just seeing if that 2 hour can curl up. And do you see how that can help you a lot, right? Has this curled up yet? No. So am I in this play? No. Even though the 30-minute actually did not have bad signals here. You still have the divergence. You still have the divergence. Timing was incorrect on this one, but the timing is better here. You crossed up. What happened the next day? Big gap up. So these are the signals we pay attention to. Sure, you had to manage the trade. You're going to have to manage the trade all the time. It's part of trading. You could even say, hey, I'm going to scale in. If you missed out on managing, you say, okay, let me take another scale in as that's confirmed up. Boom. Again, upside. Great stuff. Yeah, Hazard, that's just to help you out in like saying if you're planning on holding something for 4 years and then say the Qs or the SPY confirm a monthly divergence to the downside, that's not going to be a good sign. Extended hours I don't like because of volume, because it kind of messes with it. I mean, pretty much I can do all the analysis I need during regular trading hours when most traders are trading, when most of volume is actually going to come in. And if I want to pay attention to anything, I could pay attention to futures, right? So for the futures, just so you're aware, the 4 hour is curling up for that guy. The 4 hour is trying to curl up right now for the SPY. So when you look at it from this standpoint, and you kind of like this look, you actually see a little bit of curving back up, right? Kind of smooths it out for you, but you see that 4 hour, once you see that happen, ooh, some good upside. Maybe we go to a weekly expected move or something. Yeah, that kind of makes sense to me, Mark. Hey, I'm not going to tell anyone what to do. They can do whatever they want to do. But if you see big reversal signals on a monthly scale, it'd be very hard to say, oh yes, invest all of my money right now, right? It would kind of say, no, I need to probably be patient for a couple of years. Now, things like, we can always see things like Cisco and things like that see some upside, right? Maybe look at the daily scale here. If we're gonna freaking load things, Cisco looks like it might get a daily pullback, but it might not. It might just continue that positivity with a little 2 hour cross up. You see that 2 hour? I kind of like that. Even the hourly might be right by that center line. So the hourly cross up, really like that look actually for the short term. See if that holds. Tesla now breaking down a little bit. Was up like 4% at one point. Dollar still going higher. Wow. Isn't it crazy? Hey, Thomas, thank you so much for joining the Patreon. Tonight, we will be putting out those daily expected moves for tomorrow. Should be an interesting day. All right, SPY, you gonna actually do it yet? You gonna do it? Your cousin, the Q's, already did it in the futures market. Come on now. Sound, we haven't looked at that guy in a little while. Let's go check that out for a second here. Sound, curl up on the 2 hour. God, it's just everything's curl up on the 2 hour. It's so annoying. Did this ever curl over on the daily? That's one problem it has. So this is a problem it has right now. You have daily momentum to the downside. You really want that to shift back up. First sign that that could happen is if that 2 hour curls up on that MACD. Intel, I don't think we looked at Intel. I'm sorry for punching the mic just now. That's my bad. Looks like we could have some double bottom here actually for Intel. I like that look. I kind of like this look. Really close to curling up. If that 2 hour can really confirm up here, you might see a move up to something like 24.64, one of the key levels. Maybe you even see a snap back all the way down to a breakdown area. That'd be awesome. Wow, damn. Hopefully that can curl up. SMCI able to build back a little bit and now giving it all away. Unfortunate. Ooh, Rivian, I'm down with that. Ooh. See, this is gonna be looking like on a 30-minute a head and shoulders probably. Yeah. I'd be seeing if this forms. I know that it's probably downward like this already, but left head, can we get that reaction for the right shoulder? That would be good. Right now, positive on the 30-minute, that's a good sign. 2 hour just curled down, that's a little bit worrisome, but maybe that's a blip, right? And then we see that 2 hour curl back up. Let's look at the daily time frame, just crossed, so most likely this is consolidation to actually head higher as you just based out. I think consolidation head higher, then I think your real test is going to be this breakdown area right here. That area right there from about $15.34 to $16. That's where I think you could run into problems, but you first need to see like at least an hourly turning back up to really see that move. Let's look at the, oh, Palantir. What was Palantir doing? Palantir did end up curling up on that hourly chart. Did it curl up on the 2? 2 hour looks like it wants to make another move. Wouldn't that trap some people in Palantir? The other thing I wanted to look at, God, my head is just throbbing. I'm sorry, guys. I might have to hop off soon. My head is killing me right now. I don't know what's going on. Okay, one thing to note here about the housing sector. The housing sector can tell you a lot. So I would really be looking at maybe even an hourly here, seeing if that could turn up. Because if that turns up, what do we have? We have cup and handle. And if that can prove itself, that'd be a good thing, right? That would say maybe markets actually do head higher. But if it starts to confirm down on the daily scale, if that has more weakness in it, then that can really be a bad sign, and maybe the housing market starts first, and then the overall stock market catches up to that later. I do like to watch the housing sector for pivotal moments, all right? And this looks like something that could be a pivotal moment. So, selling your oil play. We need to tell Powell to cut the rates right away. If he cuts the rates really heavy right away, we are going to crash, and we will crash probably really fast. Because people will understand there is something really bad in the market, there's something really bad in the economy, which people already understand that, but the economy and the market aren't really connected. So yeah, if he cuts really fast, he's going to give you a reason for cutting really fast, and that reason could make things really sell off fast. I'm so sorry to do this, but you guys, I just keep getting this splitting headache in the left side of my freaking temple. And I think I need to go lay down. I'm starting to see a few spots here. I don't know if I have a migraine or what's going on, but I'm sorry to kind of cut the stream short. I'll try to come back on the live later today, but I'm just kind of seeing spots. I might need to go lay down for a second, but I promise this market's not messing with me too much. We just have the dollar really scaling up, saying some insiders are selling. And we have the market that looks like, hey, we could still make an upward move to trap people. But I'm sorry about that, guys. Maybe I'll try to see if I feel better in a little bit. Maybe I'll hop on earlier this afternoon. Sorry, that was really random, but I just sat down. I've been trying to chug water, and I'm just really lightheaded. I don't want to pass out on stream and smack my face on the keyboard or something. Something weird's going on. So I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and all that. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry to hop off early. I'm just feeling a little funky. So, whew. All right. Still, I want to go over paying attention. Does the 2-hour cross up? And even if that does on the SPY and the Qs, even if that does, just watch out. The dollar is heading higher very dramatically, very fast. So if we do something like this, be aware of that. I'm going to go try to maybe take some Advil or something, drink a bunch of water, and then see if I can come back live later this afternoon. Because I did drink water this morning. I drank lots of fluids this morning. I got out, got some sun. But I think I got a little migraine going on. Maybe it's from staring at charts too long or something. But so sorry to do this to you guys. Make sure those notifications are on, because later I probably will be coming back on the live stream later today. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for your understanding. I don't know what's going on with my head. I'm just going to chug a bunch of water, maybe try to eat some food, and then just lay down for a second because I'm starting to see a few spots out there. But thank you guys for joining. I'm going to end the stream right away. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Have a good day. And I'll maybe see you guys in a little bit, so make sure those notifications